Hi there, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the Voice of the Goddess show. My name is Patricia Kerins, and we are on the Gift of Healing television platform. So it's just wonderful to be able to say hello to you all again since last month. And I hope you've all been very well. I hope you remember all that we were saying last time about the power of love. However, we are going to work, I'm always working on the subject of love and sound. These make my heart sing. And hopefully by the end of our series here, the 3 shows, you'll feel that way too. And you'll just want to sing your way through life in a joyous way. So it's all about expanding your heart, isn't it? And what we said this time was that we would be sharing insights into how to really voice your love. You know, I certainly remember when I was working in corporates and going in and teaching meditation, which I did to some of the big banks and various enterprises, some government quangos. This is many years ago, and you could feel a bit of a frisson, shall we say, if you mentioned the word love. It was okay to talk about meditation, certainly okay to talk about stress. Mindfulness was not quite sure, but now, of course, many years on, a lot of terms are acceptable, but love, to actually voice love, to talk about love, was regarded by the suits, as I would call them, as being a bit soft. Well, I've been called many things, probably soft would be one of them, but that's not a bad thing in we women. But then again, we're talking about the corporates and all of that. But you know, I do believe things have changed remarkably. I even noticed with my own brothers, both of whom would have worked in corporate world, that they are now more open to expressing that even in emails and things like that. So this wonderful tsunami of love that we wonderful light and love workers are creating is having an effect. And so it's just about building on that, isn't it? And being more conscious about voicing love. Now, last month when I did the show, I took my picture of Isis. You probably see her beautifully above me here. I took it down because we kind of thought that maybe a blank wall would be a better setting. But you know what? She really is absolutely marvelous. She is the most wonderful goddess, and I feel the goddess who comes in to help heart-based spiritual entrepreneurs. If you're ever needing any help, call on Isis. So here she is, hovering over us, overseeing all our happiness tonight and joy and sharing love. And that's all I'm doing. Just sharing my heart with you. However, voicing love, well, you know what? We can do it in so many ways, can't we? And I've just described how powerful it is to talk about love, to speak about love, to express love, to feel that you can do it freely, to feel uninhibited about speaking about it. And I guess, you know, it depends what age you are and what your upbringing was like. Now I'm over 60 now. I was definitely brought up in the non-demonstrative, emotionally unavailable scene, and you know, the seen and not heard stuff, and it wasn't very huggy, and certainly love you just didn't talk about that. So that's my experience, and I reckon there will be a lot of you resonating with that. However, then, you know, things changed. I notice, and it's beautiful to observe, you know, families being really huggy, feely, and people really demonstrating their love for each other. And I think that's wonderful. And I think we need to do more and more of it because, you know, life is short. Life is short, and we really need to occupy it fully. and make the most of every moment, make the most of the power of every moment, and bring love into that. Now, I'm a great believer, those of you who know me well know this, it is about loving yourself first. So, you know, for example, while I'm talking to you this evening, I'm actually looking into a camera, obviously, but I can see myself. Now, I've seen the day when that would have made me cringe. I would have been all self-conscious and kind of inhibited by that. But now I know, well, I'm me, and I quite like being me, and the me you see is the me you get kind of thing. And I'm much more comfortable with it. But, you know, it is about being able to say that kind of thing and say to yourself, you know what? You're doing okay, you know, as you get on in life there, you're showing up pretty well, you're doing your best, you're looking good and happy, and just about allowing yourself to praise yourself really and accept yourself exactly as you are. Now I'm going to say warts and all, because I guess I've probably got a few of those as well. So, you know, you just need to take yourself as you are and be who you are. How many of you out there, I wonder, spent your entire lives trying to please other people and be something that you thought would help or suit somebody else, giving away your power, trying to fit in, trying to be the good little girl, all of that. And basically it doesn't work because you're not being authentic. So what I would like to do is set some homework, basically, and the homework would be to do mirror work. You know, Louise Hay's work, she taught me that, heaven knows how many decades ago. Look in the mirror and say, you know what, I really love you. I really do appreciate my whole body, everything it's been doing for me all these years. It keeps walking on, and it's, yeah, bits of it are getting a bit stiffer or creaking along there. But you know what? It's doing the absolute best it can. And if I take time to nurture it and feed it properly, it's going to do even better. And that is the great thing. So what you're saying to yourself is very important. And it's one of the great ways of voicing love. So I've just made all my lists here so that I keep on track. However, apart from the words that you're saying to boost your own self-esteem and confidence, they would always be encouraging words, by the way, appreciative words. You know what, I presented that really well, and next time I feel I'll do even better because I'll remember to smile, or I'll remember to put that point in, or, you know, whatever it is. It's not saying that we're all perfect or anything like that. We're always growing. However, it's about extracting the positive and accentuating the positive and minimizing the negative, because the amazing thing is when you do that, the negatives disappear. Now, somebody wrote a song about that, but don't worry, I'm not going to burst into the song right now. I'll leave that till later. I drive my husband mad with that because, you know, there's a song for everything. Practically everything you can say has got a wee song written about it. However, that's another story. So build your own self-esteem, build your own confidence. You know, say, I can do this, I can get out and I can speak at that and do this and share this and speak my truth. It's true for me, and I'm going to make it, share it with other people. And you know what? And I have to share, I've been a performer, as you know, a singer. And a very wise person told me a long time ago that when you step out into the audience and you're on stage, you're looking at your audience. And I mean, I've sung in the Albert Hall, so we're looking at 8,000 people. And this wise soul said to me, there's only 60% of these people are going to like you. About 35% won't like you at all. And the other 5% couldn't give a stuff. So I remember thinking, right, okay, That's not a very, I didn't feel it was a very high percentage. But on the other hand, it was really, in a way, it kind of liberated me that he actually outlined it, that this was a fact. You know, everybody's got different tastes, so none of us are going to please everybody. And it was liberating because I thought, oh, well, if that's the case, I don't really need to worry. I'll play to the 60% and keep my fingers crossed. So I think if we could get our heads around the fact that not everybody in life is going to like you, not everybody in life is going to love you, and it's about detaching from that. It's really just releasing it and just saying, well, that doesn't matter. I've got to follow my heart. I've got to follow the voice of my heart, the mind of my heart, because it's guiding me through life. And as I follow that, then I will be peaceful, calm, loving, happy inside. And it's about detaching from all those folk out there, the 35%. We can detach from them and keep going because we don't need to get involved in their stuff. So detach, release the need to be concerned in any way about what other people think about you. It's really not important. It's what you think about you and what's going inside of you that is important. Okay, so heart thinking. I just touched on it there. The heart has its own mind. You know this because if you meditate, you will be guided. You will be guided by a still, small voice, perhaps. Always remember Eileen Caddy, who started the Findhorn community. Well, she wrote quite a few of her books about that. But Eileen, she always said she just heard that still, small voice. So it's always encouragement. You will always be encouraged from me to meditate. There's no doubt about that. I'm a meditation junkie. I don't know what I would do without meditation. And certainly just having done a Mind, Body, Soul fair in London at the weekend and driving back late Sunday night so I could be here tomorrow, I had stuff to do. You know, I need to meditate a lot to build that energy up again so that I have energy. If I don't build myself up, I'm going to drain myself. So meditation, going within to hear the voice of your heart is very important. So there's another voicing of love aspect, because the heart, you'll always know when you're in connection with your heart, because it only ever gives you beautiful, loving, encouraging messages. So if anything of any other import comes through, shall we say, then you know you're not absolutely tuned in there, okay? Then, of course, we have beautiful angels come in, beautiful goddesses, ascended masters. They will also come in to occupy your heart space, to occupy the temple at the center of your heart, your sacred space, and they will occupy that space too. And as you get more into it, you will be able to discern different voices, perhaps. Sometimes it's always the same voice. Don't get hung up. Whatever it is for you is right for you. And we're all different. All righty. Now, the heart mind is always thinking and bringing forward new avenues for you, and new opportunities and new ways of being. And what I would like to do tonight is introduce you. Many of you who listen to me a lot and have been on loads of workshops, talks, heaven knows all what, know that I really like to make the heart sound. And the heart does have a sound. You need to tune into it. You need to really relax into it. And you need to switch off the inner critic. And that's partly what I've been talking about earlier on, but this is a more personal thing. This is the inner critic that sits like a parrot on your shoulder, and gives a running commentary as to how well you are doing something or not. And the critic usually gets in about the or not. And how many of us have sat in choirs or tried to get in the choir at school or whatever, to be told, oh, you're tone deaf, you know, you can't sing. Whoever told you you could sing? We're not having you. Don't ever apply to come in a choir. I mean, I've run so many workshops. I've heard some dreadful things from people about how their voices were abused, shall we say, you know, that people just took away their confidence. And that affects you right through life. And usually it means you don't like the sound of your own voice. So, you know, it's about, okay, here's the camera, I'm looking at myself, so I've had to get comfortable and happy with that. I have also had to get really comfortable listening to the sound of my own voice, because I've also had it thrown at me from various family members. Won't drop any names, but I had one who would say, oh, nobody sleeps when you're on, that's for sure. That's because I was a top soprano hitting top C sharp quite easily. So I kept everybody awake. But yeah, there was always that, you know, you like the sound of your own voice said in a not very nice way, in an undermining way. And some of us can say that as a joke, and if it is a joke, that's fine. But it's just to make you more aware of how people can undermine your voice, which means you begin to believe that. It just comes in like subliminal programming, hypnotherapy, if you like. And you're like a sponge, you just take it in and begin to believe it. And the number of people, I mean, apart from other things, I am a hypnotherapist, and Bill, my husband, teaches hypnotherapy to diploma level. And so a lot of his students, you know, coming in for weekends and whatnot, a lot of them will say to me, well, this is great, it's wonderful, but I hate the sound of my own voice, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this properly, and and all that nervous fear going on, all based on what they've been told about their voice, years of programming, negative programming. So, you know, you need to be aware of that and deal with the critic. The inner critic is voicing what it's been given, what it's heard. And of course, that's just from this lifetime. I've got a whole lot of stuff going on from past lives and ancestrals, and this program is not long enough for us to go into all of that. So let's just leave it at that for the moment. What I would like to do is teach you this heart sound. And it's such a simple sound. It's just the sound of ah. And all you need to do, and if you'd like to just follow the instructions, is simply close your eyes and take all your awareness to your breathing. And on the out breath, just really allow yourself to let go. Just ha. That's it. Lovely. And then that deep in breath, reoxygenating, and then that out breath, ha. Lovely. And then another in breath, ha. Gorgeous. Yeah. Keeping your eyes closed. Just allow yourself to sink down into the heart, feeling the warmth in your heart. This is the temple. This is the house of love in your life. And it is expanding because all the energies that are working around us at this time, that is what they're doing. They are affecting us all in so many different ways, but they're opening and expanding our hearts. We're amplifying love in our hearts. So the lovely way to express this is just to make the sound, give your beautiful heart a voice. Allow it to sing without any restriction whatsoever. Give it freedom. You know, that's all the angels really want for you. That's what Mother, Father, God, Source, whatever you care to call it. That's really what is required of you this lifetime, is to love yourself, to love your heart, to love the sound that you make, to love your voice, love yourself. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to take a lovely deep breath in. And then I'm going to ask you to make the simple sound of ah. So let me just show you what I mean. So I'm breathing in. Na. And that's all there is to it. Doesn't have to be that note. Some of you might be more comfortable. Na. Others might be comfortable. Na. Ma, ba, ba, ba. Wherever you would like to make that sound, just do it. I can't hear you. You can hear me. Perhaps we can harmonize. So when you're ready, when you are ready, just allow yourself, allow that heart to be brave and sound. Na. And again. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Isn't that a pretty sound you're making? Just lovely. Don't judge it. It's not about comparing. It's just about being you and your sound. Now, the amazing thing is that we can take that sound and we can harness it, because we can marry it with something extremely important. And that is the power of your intention. The power of your intention is awesome. Whatever you set your mind to, and I don't care what it is, you know, you might think, okay, I'm moving house, I'm going to buy a new house. What do? Next day, estate agents, phoning round, newspapers, la, 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 get it all done. Few months, couple of months' time, that house sold, new one bought. That house let, got a new one, whatever. The minute you put the power of your intention into it, you'll do it. Yeah? And I always use that as an example, because it is one that we all make up our minds and hearts to do when we're ready to do it. So, okay, how can we harness that power of intention with the voice? Well, again, you've probably all got your eyes open by now, and that's fine. But what we're going to do in a minute is, because I did say to you in the little bit of info about this call, that we were going to heal the 4 bodies. And for those of you not familiar with that term, let me just explain. Yes, we have the physical, absolutely, but we also have a mental body. I call it a jellified field, and it goes round the outside of your physical, all right, like the aura, etheric body. Then the next one is your emotional body, and then your spiritual body. So when we add them all together, there are 4. So what I'm going to suggest is the possibility of you really taking responsibility and healing your own body. Now, let's just think about our physical right now. Now, most of us are pretty healthy. Some of us might have a challenge. It depends. Whatever's going on for you, you know. I've got a wee bit of soreness in some of my joints. So, you know, one or two little niggly things, and you'll know what it is for you that you're going to choose to work on right now. Because in a moment, again, I'm going to ask you to make that sound 3 times. Then, while you're doing that, you bring in the power of your intention and you say inside as you're working, I am intending to heal whatever it is in my physical body using the power of my own voice. This is my intention. And as I do this, I invoke the power and presence of the source of all that is, divine love, to join with me, to bring that level of power into healing my physical body. So have we got it? We're going to make the sound 3 times, the sound of Ah, the sound of your heart. You are going to put all your intention into healing the issue, physical issue, okay? And keep doing it. You can do it more than 3 times if you like. Also, you can repeat this afterwards to keep that physical healing going. Now, I have taught this to people who've suffered from leukemia. I have taught this to people who have suffered from various forms of cancer. And for me, these are the biggies, the really challenging ones. And I know, you know, there are many things out there. So all I've got to say to you is there are no limits to your power. You are awesome. And when you link with this co-creative, divine, loving power that is our source, our Mother, Father, God, whatever you care to call it, when you link with that, some of you might want to call it Jesus, because he will come in and work with you. Call him in. Have confidence. Know that you're doing this. So here we go. Close your eyes. Just take a moment to breathe, to settle. Tuning into your beautiful heart may be helpful to put one hand on your heart. Good work. And the power of your intention, let's set it now. I intend to heal in my physical body. Good work. And I now invoke the power and presence of Mother, Father, God, all the ascended masters and the archangelic realms most high to help me channel and flow this beautiful, loving sound where it needs to go. And when you're ready, you're breathing in. And breathe and relax. Now you may feel some tingling, you may not feel anything. It actually doesn't matter. This isn't about you. Keep the left brain out, keep the critic out, because the critic will always come in to say, oh, you weren't doing it right, or you're not feeling anything. Everybody else will be getting something and I'm not. You know what? We all have such unique experiences. We cannot compare. But what I do, or what I would like you to know, is that that is effective. And if there is a physical challenge in your life, then harmonize this heart. Sound your heart, sound your love in co-creation with those who are here to help when you invoke them. And know with that inner knowing that it will be effective. Well done. So that's the physical we've been working on. Let's move on now because we've got a lot to do. Let's think about the emotional body. There's always lots of stuff kicking off in there. And it's kicking off from this lifetime, but past lives, ancestral, you name it. We're not aware of half of it. I mean, we could be suffering from the angst of 2,000 years ago in biblical times when all of the Jesus story was kicking off and all that kind of thing. Who knows? We could still be feeling the highly charged emotions that were around at that time. So that, I was speaking to a lady at the weekend and she said, Patricia, why would I have this deep, deep, sad feeling inside me? She said, if I go into meditation and I really connect, I just well up and it's there and it's huge and it just overpowers me, overcomes me. What is it that's causing that? And a lot of women have said that to me over the years, and I had it myself. I have to be absolutely honest with you. And I could spend a lot of time crying just to release, but it never seemed to release. There was always something there. And I have come to the conclusion that it is all to do with the suppression of our feminine, our divine feminine. Because we have been so abused, I don't even want to go into it. I find it so negative to actually voice it, because that's what we're on about tonight, voicing love, not voicing the opposite. But we have been suppressed and oppressed, repressed, and it still is going on. And we were enslaved, and we were subjugated, and subservient, and abused and used, negated. So if that isn't going to cause a humongous sadness within us all that has arrived with us through millennia, it's in your cellular memory and the cellular structure. It's living with you. And that's why some of you feel that. And of course, then something can happen in life that triggers it, and you find yourself being very, very emotional. Now, we are going to deal with healing that. For me, and I must just say this, the answer to that has been forming a much stronger bond with my creator, with source, and love. For me, more love to me and into my life has healed that sadness. And hopefully, as I share it with you, you maybe want to look at that too. It's all about love. It is always, always about love. And even as I say that, I know there are some of you out there thinking, but I don't love all myself. I've done this and I've done that. So that's the kind of thing you need to work on. That's the kind of thing you need to forgive. find compassion for yourself, and let it go. Love yourself. Everybody on this planet makes mistakes. We get it wrong until we've learned the lessons. If you hadn't got it wrong at some point, then you would know what the real way forward was. You see, you grow and learn. So I think some of you may well want to work on that aspect, but some of you might want to work on deep anger that now and again comes kicking up, irritation, what are all the guilty, maybe fear, day beautiful, and we all channel love you away. And about that room will be so high. And that's you really want to look at. So got to do shouldn't or about a 10 negative, and that's for that. Some just want to focus on expanding love, laugh, to really work on and on heart thing, conscious awareness. Focus on the heart. Okay. Where your heart is, and then nothing to feel your heart smile. Feel your talk about such an easy emotional body. Let's habit. You know, I've had quite a few in my life. 4 years ago, and too much coffee, and I thought it's got to go. So that's mine that I'm doing just now. It's just a habit, a pattern, and then I realised I think I was quite hooked on it. A Coca-Cola when I was young, my teens, it was all the rage, and that was where you went after school, you got it in a lovely bottle then, and everybody had their Coca-Cola. And then I realised as I got older, I thought, gosh, quite like Coke. And of course, in those days, I think they were actually putting Coke into it. So you don't need to wonder why. But anyway, we've all got things in the old habits and patterns that it would be really good to ditch, to let go of. And this is a super moon. I think tonight's the full moon in Taurus, very powerful. And so it is the end of a big cycle for many people, I think myself included, and we're about to step into new beginnings. Along with us, are you eating as healthily as you could? The soul doesn't really nurture your body. Need to be thinking about that. Letting go of excess weight. It's like, this is like weight loss for the mind now, because we're in that mental body. So let's do exactly the same thing. Just need to keep my eye on the clock here. We've still got the other body to do. So you're going to close your eyes, hand on heart, tuning into the breath. Lovely. Sinking down into the heart. Love center. Now, where are we going to put the power of our intention? It's going into the mental body. What is it you want to release and let go of? Which habit, which pattern? That same old pattern that kicks off every now and again, the old default position. Yeah, do you might even not know what it is, and that's okay. You could actually tune and sound into that, and then call forward your illumined beings of light. The beloved ones, highest of the high, they're working with us tonight. Breathing in. Space between the words. Good work. When you're ready, just opening your eyes again. And so we sent all the power of our beautiful, loving heart sound to heal patterns and habits in the mental body. Now we are progressing to the spiritual body. And the spiritual body has memories of so many different things. Many religions will have affected the spiritual body. I don't do religion anymore. I must share that with you. My connection is direct. I don't need conduits to be in conversation with God, Goddess, ascended masters or angels. They channel through me and choose to speak with me. And I'll tell you something, there's nothing unusual about me. We can all do this. You can do it. It's just about opening yourself. But it's also, I'm not here either to put anybody's religion down. If you have one and you really love it and you believe it, then that is just wonderful. So, I'm just getting a message from somebody here to say that my voice is cutting out and the image is going occasionally. And I have to say, whoever that is, I haven't said it's probably your web connection, because the connection here, I'm pleased to say, is very solid. So just to say that it can be your own internet connection that's causing that. I'm so sorry. Best thing to do is download us later and listen to it and see it at another time. But let's take time just to cleanse out the spiritual body, to cleanse out anything that no longer serves, because we were all given very many messages. We were all told very many stories. And as I say, if you choose to follow a religion, then that's your choice. And I really hope you're happy in that. And it doesn't mean to say that you can't enjoy the work that we're doing now. However, as I say, I've kind of just moved into a different paradigm, shall we say, an evolutionary and revolutionary paradigm of spirituality. So, having said all of that, if you feel that you received programming of any kind from religion, churches, and even in the education that you received, then now is a time to go in and heal the past lives, heal the ancestral programming, because it's all held in the spiritual body. So when you're ready, once again, just closing your eyes, breathing really deeply, hand on heart. Beautiful. Now, we're going to make our heart sound into our spiritual body. We are going to focus the power of our intention into shifting whatever it is we feel needs to go within that spiritual body. And even if we don't know, we're going to ask it to be cleansed and cleared and balanced. And we're going to do that by making the wonderful sound of ah from your heart. And also, we're tuning in to all the wonderful illumined beings who are working with us tonight. So when you're ready, just a nice deep breath in. And again. Good work. And breathe. And just allowing yourself to put beautiful roots right down from the soles of your feet, down and down into the earth, into the heart of Mother Earth. And at the same time, taking all of your awareness now to the crown of your head and sending your beautiful connection up to Source. And seeing all those chakras in between, like a string of pearls, pearls of wisdom, pearls of love, For each and every one of you are beautiful aspects of divine love, magnificent souls on this planet at this time to make a difference, to be love in action in every way. Good work. And when you're ready, just coming back. Good. Oh, well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling very chilled now, particularly that last one. That was interesting. For me, the last one was the one that was the most powerful. So it's about having just, that wee bit of discernment, what worked for you there. And I'm looking at La Paz, Patricia from La Paz in Mexico. I'm saying hello to you, La Paz. How lovely that you should join us here in Scotland, in the United Kingdom. It's just wonderful to connect with you. Bless you for being here. Well, that's heart sound. I'm going to be developing that even further next time we meet. I've spoken about that. Heart words, voicing words from the heart with yourself, with others, yes. And we've heart healed the 4 bodies. We have done that. Repeat it. This is on YouTube, so do go on YouTube to the GofHTV. That's just an abbreviation of the Gift of Healing television. And let's look at bringing in healthy heart habits. What could you be doing? They do say broccoli. I make a lot of broccoli soup, so broccoli is so good. Brave heart. Let's be brave. Men and women alike, those of us who are in this love dimension, who want to spread more and more love, speak up, speak out. Be the love jam, never mind webinar jam. Spread the love around and sound and sing about love. Singing about the house is just so good for you on every level. It harmonizes the body. So I sing lovely songs like You Raise Me Up, and they've just got gorgeous words, and you can really enjoy that. And as you sing, you raise your vibration. I just think it's so simple. I don't know why everybody doesn't do it. I'm coming to the point where I'm just going to told you about the Power of Love Day on Saturday if you live in Scotland. We're doing that. But also a little advert for me here. Pull it back just a little. This is my new CD, and it is Love Power. And it's available on my website, and that is www.patriciairiskerins.com. And it's £12 if it's UK post and packaging. And basically, they channeled through me. They gave me a fantastically powerful meditation. So really, that and a little bit of chat about love power. So if that floats your boat, feel free to get that. And I am bringing out a webinar very much for womb wisdom for us women. And I'm not going to say too much about that right now because I'm going to be putting it out between now and our next show. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And just to finalize with the magic of the Magdalene Key, it is an amazing spiritual fiction. It's kind of Da Vinci Code-ish. But they downloaded it to me. They took me places. I had to go to the places as well to investigate them. But we went all over France. We were in Egypt. We were in Italy, and ended up in Scotland. And of course, Mariana, who is the heroine, she was a sound healer. and she goes through past lives, and such an adventure, and people tell me they can't put it down. They absolutely love it. And I have just been told recently that I have to prepare to download the follow on, because people have been asking now, when's the next one coming out? So it won't be long now, won't be long. So all of this is available on patriciairiskerins.com, and I'll just put that up on if you're watching, you can see it on there. It's always a great delight to contact or connect rather with people all over the world, because at heart we are all one. It's all one soul, one love, one heart. And that is what is so beautiful about the work that We Love Workers are doing. We know that. We stand more in the power of that. In fact, Sarah, who is my lovely producer tonight, and she's very quietly in the background, but we were just saying before we came on air that it is about sharing with each other, promoting each other, helping each other to step up into the oneness and be all you can be. I like to say, be more than you can be. And Spirit Source is helping us all to do that every moment of every day. All we need to do is believe it. And that's where your powerful words come in. I am now stepping into my power. I am now in my love power. And there's a fabulous affirmation to say every day. I am now. I'm just writing it down because I put these wee gems up on Twitter. So I'm now in my love power. How about that? I am. There's a beautiful chant. If some of you actually just sit and do a chant, I am, 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 I am. And I'm just going to end with a blessing for all of you who've been listening tonight and watching. Beloved ones, you are all doing so very, very well. Every step of the way is guided. Meditate more, sound more, love yourself more. Love yourself to a ridiculous state. Not the ego, no. Loving the heart, loving the soul, the wonderful soul that you are. So just a little blessing coming through now from, I think, Mother Mary, just closing eyes, open to receiving. I'll see you next month, same place, same time. Thank you, Mother Mary. Thank you, thank you, Thank all of you. Thanks to Sarah. Thanks to Gift of Healing TV. And blessings to you all for a wonderful month. Good night.